most recent poll, you were picked to finish 6th at the end of this season. Do you feel like that accurately depicts how you personally believe you guys are going to finish?
What's funny about voting for preseason polls is, especially this year, I had no idea what I was really voting for. And I'm sure the other 11 teams in our league maybe felt the same about us. So preseason polls, they are what they are. Don't put a ton of stock in them, but I do think it shows, if you did look at that poll, pretty much the whole league believes there's 6 teams that could probably win that league. So, but that's why we play a season. So excited to get going.
What do you anticipate is the biggest jump that you'll see out of CUSA?
Pitching, for sure. Deep pitching league. I think there's a chance you see a couple arms get picked in the top 100 picks this year. Deeper bullpens. It's more pitching heavy than it is offensive heavy. So that'll be a little change of pace after playing in the Valley the last couple of years.
Well, that said, how do you think you stack up?
Good. I think we're in a good spot. I think we got a chance to have one of the best lineups in the league. We returned a lot, and we supplemented a ton with the transfer portal in our lineup with a lot of veteran hitters. On the mound, our pitching's way ahead of our hitting right now in preseason. We've thrown the ball really, really well. Got 4 different guys that could probably start games for us right now, maybe even a 5th. And then just guys like Max Knight and Curry Sutherland that can, give you swing and miss stuff at the back end of your bullpen. So I like where we're at. We have way more depth than last year.
When it comes to the pitchers, some newer faces, can you name them and what you like out of them so far?
It's a tough question in today's world. I got to go through the 16 new players. I mean, some significant ones: Brock Lucas from Missouri, Daniel Whistler from Missouri will miss the year. He had shoulder surgery, so he'll be out. Trent Ash is a Division III transfer. He'll give us significant innings. Ross Felder was a transfer from Arkansas. He'll give us significant innings as well. Trying to think who else we got on the mound. Lance Wade, transfer from Winthrop. He's a 6th year, so he's got some experience. That's the bulk of the new pitchers. And you asked me about pitching, right? Or you asked,
Yes,
yeah, okay,
yes.
yeah. That's the bulk of the new pitchers right there, and some freshmen that will give us some innings as well.
What about the tail end of your bullpen? It kind of seemed to be maybe an issue last year.
Sure.
Your thoughts addressing that and moving forward?
A lot better. You're going to see some guys that have pitched a lot of innings here pitch out of the bullpen now. Guy like Tyler Charlton's going to go to the bullpen. He finished in the bullpen for us, was really good. Max Knight is virtually unhittable right now with that curveball. Curry Sutherland, we all saw what he did at the end of the year last year. He's going to pitch a lot for us. So those guys right there are experienced Missouri State pitchers that will give us some real options out of the pen. But just some of those new guys I mentioned too, Ross Felder, Trent Ash, Lance Wade, are some guys that will be some real options for us before the back end of the game. And then, we need some other guys to step up too. Sam McLaughlin, Charlie Spoonhour, those are guys that got to take a step forward this year.
Coach, is it important to have a traditional closer nowadays, or is it more situational?
Yes, it's important. It's funny you asked that, because I actually had our pitching coach, Deck McGuire, dig into just some numbers when managing a game, and it is significantly different in college baseball, innings 7th inning on. So pretty much what the numbers tell you is you got to have a guy that can get swing and miss at the end of the game, and if you don't have a guy that can wiggle out of jams, it gets tough. So I think that's where we need to be really comfortable pitching those guys at the end of the game, and we got to find a way to bridge it to them. So, but yes, it's important, and it's something that we're very aware of going into this year.
What guys do you think are going to be in the rotation, and do you think that Yuss will return as the Friday starter?
I haven't. The first 3 weeks, I don't know how many starters I'm announcing. I mean, we've been a little banged up on both sides of the ball, but we got guys from Yusupchak, Brock Lucas, Jason Schaff, Owen Slater, Ross Felder, Trent Ash. Those guys can all start games for us. I might be mixing and matching early on though, and that's okay, and I'm comfortable doing so. So we'll see. We got 3 scrimmages this weekend, and we'll see how we shake out health-wise and go from there.
Coach, you've mentioned him before, but how do you feel like Max Knight has developed, or what has he developed upon last year to here?
Yeah, better fastball command. The breaking balls were real last year, but the fastball's gotten a lot better. He's gotten up to 93 this year, which you start getting into that range with that breaking ball, you can be pretty lethal. He can still hit. I mean, he can still hit, and he hits it out of the yard, so he'll be in our lineup. But I'm still most comfortable using him out of our bullpen right now, and that's probably where we'll start with him pitching-wise. If he shows us more than that, or maybe some other guys prove to be better options in the bullpen, maybe he starts someday. But right now, that's where he'll fit in.
How much proof is in his Max that NIL can work well at this level?
What's that, sorry?
NIL can
Yeah.
work at this level.
Yeah. I mean, it's a component of it. I think it's kept some players here, but it's not like it's nothing crazy. Let's put it that way. But it's enough. And for us, when we go in the community and we talk to our supporters, it's more about like closing the gap with expenses for these kids, because we don't get full scholarships for every player. So for us, it's painting that picture and trying to help the kids that way. So, but it's definitely a factor for sure.
Bogey continues to receive preseason honors. What have you seen out of him, and how much has he developed since last year?
Yeah, a ton of growth. Obviously, once the lights turn on, there's going to be pressure there. I think he's one that handles it quite well. Offensively, he showed us he made a lot more contact this fall and in the preseason. Work ethic has taken a big step forward. Just the finer details, and it's a conversation him and I have had quite a bit, is just when you get to that point in your career where you're that good, it's hard to improve, right? You've kind of filled the big gap. Now you got to fill the small ones, and it's with finer details in your preparation. So he's done a really good job of that the last 4 weeks, and excited to watch him this year.
What are those finer details?
If you think about it, that a kid like that is going to get ready. He's going through. We'll start our 5th and final week of preseason. We'll play 14 weeks of college baseball. He'll probably do, hopefully, postseason, and then a bunch of draft workouts, and then he'll play minor league baseball potentially this year. It's a long year, so just taking care of yourself, your body, anything from hydration, nutrition, little things in the weight room, just stacking those days and being consistent with it.
Are you looking to have him back in the leadoff spot this year?
I like him there, that's for sure. So I would say most likely right now, yeah, until maybe some other guys prove otherwise. But I think there is a world. We do have a lot of depth in this lineup where you might see some platoon options, so to speak, some like right-handed hitters facing left-handed pitching, and left-handed hitters facing right-handed pitching, so that there could be a world where maybe someone else goes to the top of the lineup with like a lefty on the mound. But right now I like him in that leadoff spot.
How do you approach this first couple of weeks of the season, going down to Louisiana, coming back, weather situation and all that? I mean, is it a different approach as opposed to when you get to May or April?
Yeah, I mean, every coach will tell you something different. For us, I will tell you that first game means just as much as the last one, and every game matters for us if we want to have a resume at the end of the year that is worthy to the committee. With that being said, I mean, you're trying to prepare to play a team and you don't really know much about them, right? So that's where it just becomes more about us. Louisiana, what's unique about them is, they're top 25 in attendance every year. It's going to be Mardi Gras down there when we play. It's going to be rocking. But they probably play a polar opposite style of play than us. They run a ton. They don't hit the ball out of the yard. So it's going to be different. That's something we're preparing a lot for lately. But it'll be a lot of fun. And then, going into Ole Miss, for me, it's going to play a national champion, right? And see where you stack up. And I get it, there's things that they have that we don't, but we proved last year with 3 Power 4 wins we can walk into any ballpark and win at any time. So we're excited for the challenge. I think it'll be a good gauge for where we're at when we get out of those first 2-3 weeks.
So you got rid of Dallas Baptist and you got Dallas Baptist back.
Yep, and then we get rid of them again. Yeah, they're going to the Pac-12, but that'll be a nice little rivalry this year, and excited to go down there and play them.
You mentioned those big wins. One of those wins was one of the biggest wins in Missouri State history against Arkansas.
Yeah.
What do you hope to bring against them again, against Mizzou, and against conference play this season?
Yeah, I mean, just as much winning as you can. When it comes to the Arkansas and Missouri game, they're huge. resume games for us, trying to get us some SEC wins, but they're also a major recruiting advantage for us too when you win those games. It's one thing to sell that you play those teams, it's another to say that you can hang with them and beat them. And as far as Conference USA, I mean, it's probably the one thing that feels a little different this year is you just don't know what you're going into. It's a little stressful, it's a little uneasy. That's where we just got to kind of take it one game at a time this year. Because in the past, you have a good idea of what a Bradley baseball team's like, or an Evansville baseball team, or an Indiana State. Right now, I mean, we played Sam Houston last year, and we played DBU before, and other than that, I couldn't really tell you much other than I think I know what town they're in and when we're playing them.
So what do you know now entering year 2 that you didn't know as a coach entering year 1? That'll help.
I wouldn't say there's anything specific other than I just feel more prepared. You know what I mean? Feel more convicted in any decision I make after managing a bullpen and making moves. The challenging thing with this team is just more options, right? So I think last year, I mean, more often than not, we had the same lineup. Like this year, we got probably 13 hitters that can play, and you can't not just play a guy for a month and then put him in the lineup and expect him to do well. You need to find ways to get him opportunities and keep those guys going too. So I just think I've learned from making decisions over the course of a year. Obviously, like year 2 with Deck as my pitching coach is like an opportunity to just be more comfortable in the dugout with when we feel like a pitcher's maybe at the end of the leash and needs to be pushed a little bit more, little things like that. So all in all, though, I feel prepared as the head coach and learned a lot in year 1. It was a successful year, but we got to take a step forward as a program.
With it being a week out from opening day, do you guys feel like everyone's getting a little bit more antsy?
Yeah, the snow didn't help, I can tell you that much. But I think we'll be outside this weekend. That'll help. We're going to go 3 scrimmages. We're going to play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so that'll kind of give us a weekend series feel. But yeah, I can tell you I'm antsy. I'm sure they are too. But this group's done a good job of just focusing in on the little things. That's all we can really do right now. I mean, you guys got a little glimpse of our practice today. It's short, it's high tempo, it's quick. You get good focus and you get them out of here, because half the battle at this time of year, you're trying to keep your team healthy and ready to go opening day.
What's your roster cap look like this year?
We're gonna have 33. Yeah.
Which is up from two more?
We were at 30 last year, and then thought we were gonna have 32, and we got 33. But we have a few injuries. Like I said, Whistler's out for the year. Carter Bergman, starting catcher, he just had a scope on his knee, so he's out 2 to 4 weeks, which obviously that's a little bit of a blow for us, but you know, we got the depth to handle it, and that's part of baseball. That's part of college athletics. So, but having 33 spots definitely helps versus 30.